Let's now talk about string methods in Python. What exactly are string methods and why do we need them? In order to manipulate the string, we need string methods. But let's first understand immutability. I'm inside my computer screen and I'm going to create a new file called string methods. So let's create a new file 04 underscore string methods .py, and let's first understand immutability. What exactly is immutability? Whenever you are creating a string, let us say I say name is equal to Harry, I can always change the string by running a function. But that doesn't mean that I can change the actual string in memory. Strings are immutable. Let me tell you that why changing a string using string functions is just a perception, because it's not actually being changed. It's just that a new string is formed. Let's understand this in great detail. So here I'll write strings are immutable. Now let us say I want to change the 0th character, and let us say I do something like name 0 is equal to say R. I want to change this character to R. No, I cannot do that. No, I cannot do that. You cannot do this. Let's try to run this program. See, there are no errors. The VS Code is not complaining about anything, but we'll get a runtime error telling us that you cannot change the actual string in memory. Let me show it to you. If I run this program, you'll see str object does not support item assignment. While this is a correct syntax for other data types in Python, and we'll actually see other data types in Python, but this is not valid for strings. And we should be very, very careful when we are using such a syntax. We cannot do this. This is a runtime error. So whenever we are dealing with strings, we need to ensure that strings are immutable. The original string is never going to be changed. You can always assign something else to name. You can always use this string to create new strings, but you cannot change this string, the actual string in memory. You cannot change that, okay? So this is something that you need to keep in mind. Let's now talk about string methods. So let us say I have a is equal to len and the name. Len is a function that will tell you the length of the string. So if I run this program and I am going to print a as well, otherwise I'll not see anything on the screen. So let's print a as well. If I run this program, you'll see 5 is printed on the screen. And the reason 5 is printed on the screen is that 5 was assigned to a because len of name returned 5. This happened because Harry has 5 characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me now run this program once again. After adding a, you'll see 6 because there are 6 characters now in this string. So this is how len function works in Python. Alright, so we have seen a lot on strings. We'll now cover about string methods. So the very first string method that we are going to see is .upper. And note that the original value of text will never be changed. Only a new string will be created. Let's take this hello world string for example. If instead of Harry A, I write hello word, and I'm not going to use a space, or let me use a space, hello word, and let's keep it in lowercase, hello word. Len of name is going to print, and let me call it S. I don't want to call it name. Let me run this, and 11 is printed on the screen. The reason being that there are 11 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a blank character is also counted as a character. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Len of S prints 11. That's very, very obvious. Now let's print S dot upper. Now I'll show you something. Before we see the output of this program, let me show you something. When I write S dot U, automatically I see upper because upper is a function. And if I run this program, you'll see hello word in caps is printed on the screen. But did the actual value of S change? Let's find out. Let's print S as well. So I'm printing S as well. Along with this, I'm printing S as well. And now if I run this program, you'll see that hello word is not changed, which means that the original string remains intact. It is not changed. And this is immutability in action. The original string remains as is while the s.upper returns a new string. Let us look into some other methods. We have s.lower, and s.lower will simply convert this string to lowercase. Since it is already in lowercase, it is going to return the same string. And I'm going to remove this s as well because I just wanted to show you immutability. Now s dot lower returns the lowercase version of the string, and it is going to return the string as is. Then we have s dot capitalize, and if I run this program, you'll see the capitalize function capitalizes the first character of the string. So the first character of the string gets converted to uppercase and the rest of the characters are in lowercase. Awesome. We also have s dot title, which is going to convert it to title case, and whenever I type the name of a function, you will see it will tell me what exactly it is doing. So it's telling me return a version of the string where each word is title cased. So in this case, first character of every word will be converted to uppercase. So here H and W will be converted to uppercase. Okay, so I hope that you are getting the point. So we have a lot of functions and we have a function to strip the text as well, and then we have lstrip, which will strip the left part, and then we have rstrip, which will strip the right part. Let me show you this in action. So if I copy this and if I paste it here, you are going to see this in action. And let me comment this out because it will unnecessarily print a lot of things in the console and I don't want that. So currently text is space hello space word space. Text dot strip will remove all the new lines and empty characters, and it is going to return the clean string without starting new lines or starting blank spaces or ending new lines or ending new spaces. It is going to remove starting spaces, ending spaces, starting new lines and ending new lines. Let me show it to you. If I run this, the output of the first text or strip is hello world. The L strip will do this thing only towards the left. R strip will do this only towards the right. Okay, so all the white spaces will be removed. And if I say \n and if I run this, this will remove this \n. This will also remove the left \n, but this will not remove because it is only operating towards the right. It's R strip. It's only removing all the new lines and spaces towards the right. Okay, awesome. Now let's move on towards the next method, which is find and replace. Find will simply tell you the index of where this particular word is occurring first. Let me show this to you in action, and let me copy this first and then you will be able to see this in action. Okay, so we have text is equal to Python is fun, and let me comment this out because it will unnecessary print things in the console. I don't want that. Python is fun is the text, and text.find is going to output 7 because I is at index 7. You have to count from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I is at 7th index, and which is why you are seeing this output 7. Let me run this program and you will see 7 is printed. And text.replace will replace all occurrences of fun with awesome. Note that it replaces all the occurrences, not just the first occurrence. So if I have something like Python is fun and fun and fun, it will replace all the occurrences of fun with awesome. So if I run this, 7 is printed because this will return index of first occurrence, and this will return a new string with all the occurrences of fun replaced with awesome. Okay, so this is how find and replace works in Python. Now we have something like splitting and joining. Let us say I have a text. Let me show this to you here. Let us say I have a text. Let's remove this. Let's say I have a text and let's call it apples, capital A for apples, bananas, and then we have let's say pineapples. Now let us say I want to split it with a comma. Now what does that mean? Splitting a string with a comma means that we want to create a list out of this. Now what is a list? We are going to see what list exactly is in the next section, but for now let me tell you that this will be splitted and converted to 3 separate parts: apples, bananas and pineapples. So if I print and if I say text.split and if I do something like comma, this will convert this to a list, and the list will contain apples, bananas and pineapples. We are going to see list in great detail, but for now just remember that split function will split this string and convert it to a list. We'll see what list is, but for now we just have to remember this, okay? And then once we have a list, we can have a join function on list, and that works something like we have a string, we'll have a comma here, and then after comma we'll say dot join, and then we can have the list. Let us say the list is this list, and I know that I've not taught you list, so this might be a little confusing, but just understand that list is collection of different strings, okay? We have multiple strings in a list, and a list can have a lot of other things as well. It can have numbers also, but we'll study list in great detail later. For now, if we have a string dot join and we have a list, this will convert this list to this string. Let me run this, and we get apples, bananas, and pineapples back. Now this part might be confusing, so please bear with me here, and we are going to study this in great detail in the next section. But for now, you just have to remember what split and join functions do. So when you are running a split function on a string, it will split it, and then if you have a list, you can join them using join method. Now split and join both are run on the string. So this is a string and I ran join method on this string. This might be a little bit confusing for now, but you are going to grasp it for sure when we read about lists. Let's get back to other string properties, and these string properties will simply return true or false. Let me copy this code and quickly show it to you. Now instead of typing, I'll simply copy paste, and let's comment this one out and let's run the code. Let's have a look at these functions one by one. The first function is alpha, and it simply tells if all the characters in this string is alphabets or not. Now since we already have 1, 2, 3 here, it's not an alphabetic string, so it outputs false, as you can see. Now isDigit will tell whether this particular string is a digit or not. Not integer, digit. So if this can be converted to an integer, then it is a digit. Otherwise, it's not a digit, okay? So in this case, since we have some characters, alphabetic characters, this will output false. Now isElnum tells whether a given string is an alphanumeric string or not. And what is an alphanumeric string? A string which contains only alphabets and numericals, which is numbers. This is an alphanumeric string because this only has alphabets and numbers, so its output is true. Now text.isSpace will tell whether this string only has white space characters. And you can always hover over these types of functions, and will tell you a string is white space if all characters in the string are white space and there is at least one character in the string. So this is how isSpace function works. We'll move on to our next video now, where we'll learn about f strings, which is really very important concept in Python. See you in the next video.